Battle stations! Gold leader coming in. Hut two. Are we ready? Who's ready? I'm not ready. Calling all leaders. Calling all gold squad. Report it. Oh my god. Battle stations. Oh, batteries. Fire. Well, g'day there. Welcome back to the RaeSide. We are here for an emergency meeting. My god. Insanity has struck Star Wars. Predicted and rumored for a week, but it's still crazy that this is happening and it's real life and we're here. It's nuts. We're literally meant to be live right now, or I'm meant to be live with my members of the channel right now. If you're one of those, if you're a Master Knight or Padawan of the RaeSide, I apologize. We're clearly hold your Bad Batch novel notes. That can wait. We got to talk about this news. Kathy stepping down, stepping over. Dave, and I always forget, get her name wrong. Linwin Brennan stepping up to the plate. We're gonna be diving into it real soon. Let me just triple check. I'm not mute, thank God. No time for music. Yes, you know. We gotta get into it. There's an article. We're gonna go through the article together. I'm so proud of myself. Like, when this was rumored, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? Just in my downtime, I'm gonna put together a full sort of overview of who this Linwin Brennan was. Because obviously we know Dave Filoni. We know what he's done. We know what he probably will do. We might not be as familiar or know at all Linwin Brennan, who's going to be the co-president. I've got a full-on summary about her that I am so excited to share with you. We're going to go over that today so you can get a full lay of the land. What does this mean? 2 new presidents of Lucasfilm? Is that going to change anything, or is it going to change everything? We will find out today in this discussion. We're going to have a good time. Sag is like in the middle of Disneyland right now of something crazy. The day, Sag, come on. The one day to be away. Get in. Oh, I'm so out of breath already. Okay. I'm just triple checking. I'm not a mute. Thank God. Let's go. Let's jump into it. There's no time for pleasantries. I will ask about your day later. Let's get into... there was an article. I didn't even see the article. I just saw a picture on Instagram. I was about to go live with the channel members. I saw a picture on Instagram from Lucasfilm going, holy shit, this is real. We're going. So, let's get the music down a little. Let's get into this article. No time to lose here, okay? No time to lose. Let's get the article on the screen. Boom, bada, boom. Here we go, and let's, let me do it this, hang on, I can't figure out my own show. That away. This way. I don't know what that layout's like, but let's do it like this. Is your birthday today, Sag? Worst birthday present ever. Jokes aside, you don't know how I feel. They will change nothing. No, what? Let me change your mind. He's been in a creative control position for the last 6 years now. Of course, they've had KK fill in as well. GG, lads. Brother, let me change your mind. Let's go. Oh my god. But happy birthday. Appreciate you. Hope you have the best one. Okay, let's get the music down. I'm so flustered. I'm so flustered. I just want to change this layout real quick. It looks super janky. I guess is this any better? Probably not. Let's do it anyway. Let's get into this article. Haven't even seen the article yet. Yeah, you know. Is this a, No, I get that a lot. I actually get that a lot. Today you told me your name is Hannah. To be honest, I thought your name was actually Ray. Well, you know what? You're not too far off. My actual name is RaeSide. So, shout out to the lads at Rebel ScumCon. There's a convention over in Texas. We're planning some behind the scenes stuff, and they were like, oh, for our like records, can we have your last name? And I'm like, oh, it is RaeSide. Like RaeSide is my last name. And they thought it was just a show name. They thought that was just like a title. I was like, no, that's like my legal birth name. So, yes, my first name is really Hannah, but I really am RaeSide, so there you go. Fun fact for you. Let's get into this article. I'll try and make it a bit bigger. Ooh, I'm so nervous. I haven't read this. This is like a reaction to the article, essentially, we should call this. Is that big enough? Hopefully this is big enough for you. Drop a like on the live show right now before I start reading. Let's get into it. Buckle up, baby. Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Studios announced leadership transition. Let's get in. January 15. It's 16 here, but who cares? Let's dive in. Lucasfilm announced today that after 14 years of leading the studio, President Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down from her role. Kennedy will return to full-time producing, including the studio's upcoming feature films, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and Star Wars Starfighter. That was fairly predicted. That makes sense to me. She's a really great producer. Let me just come out and say that. She's a great producer. I said what I said. Next paragraph. Let's go. Dave Filoni, who worked closely with creator George Lucas to build Lucasfilm Animation Department on Star Wars The Clone Wars and helped launch Star Wars live-action series alongside Jon Favreau on The Mandalorian, will take on a creative leadership of the company as President and Chief Creative Officer. So he has like two titles, President and Chief Creative Officer. Okay. And Lin-Win Brennan will serve as co-president. Again, if you're just jumping in, I'm so chuffed right now. I did a massive summary, self-written summary of Lin-Win Brennan. She's the co-president. If it doesn't say so in this article, after this article, we'll go in depth about her experience and what she's done and who she is, if you don't know her. So don't worry, don't fret, stay here, stay with me. Ooh, okay. Their close collaboration and more than 30 years of combined senior executive experience will carry Lucasfilm into its next chapter of storytelling, with a strong foundation of creative vision and operational leadership guiding the studio forward. Strong words. I like this article already. This is cool. I like it. Hey, Lightning. Looking good. Oh, you are so handsome yourself, my guy. Much appreciated. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, who's this quote from? I think this is a quote from Kathy. My love of storytelling... Oh, no, it wasn't Kathy. My love of storytelling was shaped by the films of Kathleen Kennedy and George Lucas. I never dreamed I would be privileged to learn the craft of filmmaking from both of them, said Filoni. Okay, Filoni. From Rey to Grogu, Kathy has overseen the greatest expansion in Star Wars storytelling on screen that we have ever seen. And I am incredibly grateful to Kathy, George, Bob Iger, and Ellen Bergman, don't like them, for their trust and their opportunity to lead Lucasfilm in this new role, doing a job I truly love. May the Force be with you. Solid comment, Dave. Don't love the Bob Iger shout out, but sure. Filoni joined Lucasfilm in 2005 and has played a pivotal role in shaping the creative direction of the Star Wars universe. Working closely with George Lucas, Filoni was instrumental in establishing the company's animation studio and has since expanded the franchise into new, compelling territory. His storytelling contributions span acclaimed series such as Star Wars The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, and The Mandalorian, earning multiple Emmy Awards and nominations. Filoni currently serves as showrunner for Ahsoka, now in production for its second season, and is teaming with Jon Favreau on the feature film The Mandalorian and Grogu, which debuts theaters May 22. I like that they call The Mandalorian Grogu a feature film. I love that. That's so funny. Yeah, right? I'm like, oh, jeez, I don't love that shout out, but sure. Okay, Brennan. Okay, interesting. Here we go. What is they got to say about her? Brennan's been with Lucasfilm since 1999, beginning her tenure at ILM, where she rose through the ranks to become its leader in 2009. She was appointed general manager of Lucasfilm in 2015 and president and general manager of Lucasfilm Business in 2024. During her tenure, she has guided the company through transformative technological shifts with a clear strategy and vision and a commitment to innovation, and her industry leadership is being recognized with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Visual Effects Society. Wow. And the honor of Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. Well, I say that, wow. I didn't read that in my summary. Commander of the Most Excellent Order? What in the Star Wars? That is the most Star Wars made up something I've ever heard. British Empire. Where's Kirsty? Kirsty, wake up. What does this mean? What does that mean? Oh my god, Noah! Strap in, buddy! Isn't this crazy? Crazy. Oh man. Alright. Okay, so that's Brennan. We'll get into more of her later. But she's really interesting. She's a really interesting character because very similar to a Dave Filoni, where, it says here, she's been with Lucasfilm since 99. She's been since Lucasfilm since Phantom Menace, so pre-Dave Filoni. Since Phantom Menace, she's been on board, and she worked for, ILM for ages, and then George was like, hey, you're sort of good, and, appointed a bunch to do a bunch of things within Lucasfilm. It's cool. She's really cool. Okay. Kennedy's leadership legacy. Kennedy's run as Lucasfilm's president began in 2012 when Disney acquired the company. When we acquired Lucasfilm more than a decade ago, we knew we were getting into the Disney family, not only one most beloved and an enduring storytelling universe ever created, but also a team of extraordinary talent led by a visionary filmmaker, someone who had been handpicked by George Lucas himself, no less, said Bob Iger. We're deeply grateful for Kathleen Kennedy's leadership, her vision, and her stewardship of such an iconic studio and brand. Another quote goes on to say, Kathleen Kennedy has been a tremendous force in the industry for 50 years, and it's been our privilege to have her here at Disney, leading Lucasfilm for nearly 14 of them. Added Disney Entertainment co-chairman Alan Bergman. How are these guys still around? She has steered Star Wars into incredible box office heights and brought a new generation of fans into the fold. We appreciate having her on the board to produce our next couple of films, and the studio remains in extraordinarily capable hands with Dave Filoni, who's a brilliant storyteller, and Lin Brennan, an avid innovator and business leader. They are the deeply passionate and experienced executives who will continue to drive the studio and Star Wars forward in exciting new directions. All right, let's take a little breath here, hey? And just sort of, let's just, before we move on, just absorb what is being said. So, fairly standing comments by, Iger and, people in charge. But it does make sense. Even, I remember it was end of 2023 even. We were like, okay, surely, her tenure might be up soon. Who's going to take over? Dave Filoni. But can Dave do it alone? Not really, because he's too creative. Dave Filoni needs someone who knows the business and knows management in a different way. And that's proving to be the right answer with Lin Brennan. Her sort of experience in business. What do they quote her to be? I love this. Commander of the Most Excellent Order, the British Empire. But yeah, she's done incredible stuff with ILM. And, she has a lifetime achievement. You don't just happen upon getting a lifetime achievement in a visual effects. It's crazy. Is it? Okay, oh my god, you do know what this is. Are you telling me she's technically Dame Lin Brennan? That is phenomenal. I would love that. That's so cool. That would be amazing. Crazy. Dame Lin Brennan. But anyway, like I said, in this moment of pause, I just... Yeah, it makes sense. We all wanted it and predicted it. I was like, oh, Dave kind of needs someone else to, like, help him, in a sense. And this is the case with Linwin. It's hard to get that name smashing every time, hey? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that it's a co. I'm excited that it's 2 people. I think there will be changes, and we'll get into that once we finish this. This is a lengthy article. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, we have more. We have more to say. Am I reading too quickly, or am I, like, reading sufficiently? Let me know. Let me know right now. I think this is a quote from Kathy now. When George Lucas asked me to take over Lucasfilm upon his retirement, I couldn't have imagined what lay ahead, said Kennedy. It has been a true privilege to spend more than a decade working alongside the extraordinary talent at Lucasfilm. Their creativity and dedication has been an inspiration, and I'm deeply proud of what we've accomplished together. I'm excited to continue developing films and television with both long-time collaborators and fresh voices who represent the future of storytelling. Thank you, Kathy. Good statement. Since being named president of Lucasfilm, Kennedy has guided a new era of storytelling, expanding Star Wars and Indiana Jones while championing bold creative decisions and exciting new voices. She oversaw the record-shattering release of Star Wars Force Awakens, the first in a new trilogy of $1 billion Skywalker saga films, as well as Rogue One, a Star Wars story which also grossed over $1 billion worldwide and led to the creation of the Emmy-winning Andor series. She also led Lucasfilm's foray into live-action Star Wars series, including 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, as well as Kenobi, Ahsoka, and others, alongside popular animated shows such as Star Wars The Bad Batch and Star Wars Visions. Kennedy's currently producing the feature films, Mando and Starfighter, boom, boom, boom. As Kennedy transitions back to producing, broadening her portfolio with new collaborations across genres and platforms, she builds on a remarkable 50-year career as one of the most accomplished producers in film history. As co-founder of Amblin Entertainment with Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall, she helped bring to life the iconic films including E.T., Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Schindler's List, The Sixth Sense, and Lincoln. Her 70-plus films have earned 25 Academy Awards, among them more than 120 nominations, along with billions at the global box office. She was honored at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, coveted Irving Thalberg Memorial Award in 2018, and the Producers Guild of America's Milestone Award in 2022. Oh, and that's it. Oh, that's the end of the article. What? How is this? What? Okay. So, and that's Kathleen Kennedy. So, what? I feel, is this like a half an article? I feel like they should have gone to be like, oh, like, this is when this is changing. This is what it's going to look like. But I guess we're done now. We're done the article. Hilarious. Oh, out of breath. My God. Okay. Let's skip back to some comments. What are people saying? What have you got to think and share? Some people get them too. Wow, that's cool. So interesting. So interesting. Hey Trent, how you doing in the chat? A $5 dues coming in from Alexander. I'm not a fan of Filoni. I think he's not a good storyteller. I feel like this is doomed to fail. He wouldn't have greenlit Andor, which is not good. I beg to differ. Alexander, I appreciate and respect your position because, yeah, not everyone likes Filoni, and that's completely valid. That's completely fair. Doomed to fail feels maybe like drastic, but also, you know, I feel like there's if there was, you know, I'm sure there was probably someone out there, if they got into power at Lucasfilm, I was like, oh, this would be doomed to fail. I don't know who that would be. Who's like a creator that I don't like? I don't know, if like James Cameron became the president of Lucasfilm, I would be like, this is doomed to fail. So, fair enough, I disagree, but I love hearing your thoughts and the different opinions. It's what makes the discussion good. So thank you for sharing, Alexander. Thank you for the $5 dues. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Glad you're here. Come on down. Come on down. What have you got to You've come into a spicy show as well. We're talking about the new leadership of Lucasfilm. What have you got to think and share? Let us do a poll. You know what we never do anymore? Polls. Let's do a poll right now. It's just, I think just a simple, are you happy with the, are you happy with Dave Filoni? Yeah, hang on. Are you happy with the choice? How do I word this? Why am I illiterate all of a sudden? Okay, this is gonna be a simple yes or no question. Are you happy with Dave Filoni at the helm of Lucasfilm? Poll in the chat right now. Let me know yes or no. And just him specifically, because you might not know too much about Linwin. We'll pull her more about her up in just a moment. Let's get that article off the screen. Short article. I feel like they should have explained more about like what's it actually going to look like, but we'll... Oh well. Here we go. Imperial Remnant podcast coming in saying, I believe in Filoni. Cole saying, this means that... Cole saying, hopefully he gets a good team together. I agree. This means the Filoni movie is definitely still happening. Yes, it was never off the table. I've never heard that was off the table, so... That's true. That's true. You know what? That's so fair. That's so fair. Hey, Lord Funko, how you doing? We up, definitely happy with this. It's been a long time coming. Hopefully we get more animation now. Hopefully. I don't know if that directly links to it, but you know what? Honestly, yes. Daryl coming in saying, I'm sad to see her gone. She did a good job in my eyes, always taking the blame for fans and the media. Yes, I have quite a complex sort of analysis of Kathleen Kennedy. And it's kind of summed up in this statement here, Daryl. By all means, has she made all the right decisions and perfect decisions? No. But I think there's so much nuance to the position that I think is so hard to sum up in she was bad or she was good. Like, you just cannot, for me at least, I cannot pin it on either statement. Hey, Boycon, how you doing? Get in here. Okay, there needs to be an unsure option. Well, let's check the poll right now anyway. With 26 votes sitting at 81% of you saying yes. See, that's a decent amount of you. That's a decent amount of you. Come on. I have my creator pass approved. Yes, I do. I do indeed. Filoni was always all about Star Wars. So hopeful old tropes and storylines can re-emerge. Yeah, actually, Andrew, you bring up a good point here. He's always been about Star Wars, and people often criticize him being like, oh, you know, his episodes or the shows are kind of janky, and, you know, he's not a good director. All right. Let me just, again, like, he's only been directing or, you know, writing live action for barely 5 years. Like, that is minuscule in terms of, like, imagine if he's just come out of, like, college and he started doing it and we're like, hey, your first film's shit. Yeah, this doesn't really work like that, but I get the criticism. Like, it is still a valid criticism if you don't like sort of the you know, each sort of director, producer, you know, whatever creative has like a certain flair of how they produce things and create things. There is a Dave Filoni sort of flavor to shows. I think the Ahsoka show clearly has that very evidently, for me at least. That's very prominent. Dave's touch and feel into that show. I, for one, really like Dave's flavor and I can't say feel and touch. I really like Dave's sort of direction with live action. So I personally connect with that, so I really like it. But it's also preferential. Like, I have a random distaste for James Cameron's type of storytelling, so I'm like, I just don't think he's good. I don't like him. But then other people are like, oh, James Cameron is an amazing director. Rah, rah, rah. So, you know, it's all sort of preferential taste. So, whose comment was it? Who did I just bring up? Damn it. Where was it? Oh, whose comment did I just bring up? I was trying to answer something back to it. I forgot. I've already lost it. Don't worry. But yeah, he's still so young into his live action and also movies. He hasn't done a movie. Apart from 2008 Clone Wars animated movie, he hasn't done a movie. So his experience is in live shows. So that's why it's like important to go, this actually might be the best position for him to be in. If you haven't really, you've previously liked Dave. Let me spell this out for you. If you don't, I'm talking to the what percentage of you? I'm talking to the 19% of Dave not likers right now, okay? Think of this. If you liked him pre-live action, if you liked him doing Clone Wars with George, and you liked him back then in what he did, then he had 6 years of doing live action stuff, and you go, oh, actually, I this is not the flavor for me, this is not the vibe for me. But just think that in this position now, he will have less availability to be like the episodic writer, the episodic director of these shows. And now he's more of curating the team. One of the greatest successes, which I find so hard to argue, is the way he curated and created the teams and processes and writers and animators and everyone involved with Clone Wars, with George and post George. How we dealt with Clone Wars, how we dealt with Rebels, how we dealt with Bad Batch. Like, Dave went from being, you know, like the key person doing all the minuscule things in Clone Wars to come Rebels or sort of half Rebels, and even come Bad Batch, even more so Bad Batch. He's going, you and you all work together. You're a great team. This is what I see. This is my vision. Boom, 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 boom. Then you get the names of the Brad Rouse, you get the Carrie Becks, you get the Anthea Patillos, you get those people who are geniuses, incredible writers, episodes and shows and characters that you say is a 10 out of 10. Those are the people curating those stories and things within Star Wars that you still love, but you go, I don't like Filoni. But the key thing that Filoni does extremely well, that is hard to argue, is curate teams and projects to actually be successful. So even if you don't love the way he's written or directed an episode of Mando, or how he did the Ahsoka show, you need to keep in mind there's a lot within the shows outside of Star Wars that he didn't write or direct that is really, really good. And that's the key thing of him being a president of Lucasfilm, is that he can now do that with live action movies and animation. And that is going to create a massive amount of synergy that, for my own personal critique, hasn't been there for Star Wars, which I think now will be there. Boom! That's what I've got to say about that. More comments. Here we go. How we're doing. Welcome in. There's almost 50 of you in the live chat here. Drop a like if you come on and in hot. Appreciate you I appreciate you being here, is what I should say. Another $5 review is coming in from Alexander. To mean Filoni's not a good writer. Oh, do you mean to me? Like to you, Alexander? Filoni is not a good writer. Plus, The Mandalorian came out 7 years ago. He shouldn't have anything to do with live action. I hope my little ramble there kind of cleared up would almost be a response to this, Alexander. But yeah, it's a fair take. It's a fair take. It's definitely a flavor that you might not like. I'm so out of breath, man. Why shouldn't he touch live action? Mandalorian is awesome. Ahsoka is awesome. Plus, he'd be more in the picture with this role, which he even said himself he's better at. Exactly. I like it. Dave Filoni will save Star Wars. Stanley's coming in saying Filoni should stick to animation. Oh, love it. So many contrasting thoughts and opinions in the chat right now. This is so fun. This is so fun. Eddie coming in saying KK did have this weird hard-on to make iconic male characters look pathetic. I disagree. Yeah, there's a lame comment. Avatar's bland storytelling definitely made me rethink my opinion of James Cameron. Yeah, I don't like James Cameron. Not a big fan, oddly. Boycoin saying gutted that Kathleen is gone, but now we need a fresh leadership and Dave and Lin-Wen potentially to do good things. Let me get my notes up. You've just reminded me again. We've got. Let me tell you more about Lin-Wen Brennan. Where are these notes? No time, Hannah. Let me get these notes up, because obviously we have a lot to say about Dave Filoni. But again, let me just kind of rattle off some things about Lin-Wen Brennan to sort of paint the picture of who she is, so you get a better idea of how these co-presidents are working together. But you know what I think this calls for? Genuinely, I think this does call for the whiteboard. Let's go get the whiteboard. It's time. We're gonna map out who this is, and find out more about who's gonna be this co-president. I'll be right back. Let's get the whiteboard. Okay, lock in. Should I go on the other side? How are we doing this? Maybe I can sit with it. It's time. It's whiteboard time. Alright, let's find out who Linwin Brennan is. Oh, it's so good. Have I? Have I been frozen a while? Oh, it's crazy. Pick up the whiteboard, I love it. So good, so good. Alright, lock in. We're gonna learn a lot here. Lock in. Hopefully I can do this in a somewhat succinct way. I haven't planned this. I obviously expected this. I have all these notes to like, I was gonna make a whole video about it, but no time. We're gonna do this in a live sense. I apologize already for how wild it's gonna get. Okay. Whew, gee whiz. Let me just sit sideways. Here we go. Alright. Who is Linwin? Who is Linwin Brennan? Okay, I might use the red so it's a bit easier for you to read. Okay. Early career. She worked. It's interesting that her journey started not in sort of directing or writing or anything. She's a software engineer. She's a designer. She did 10 years experience in visual effects software development. She worked at Parallax, Avid Technology, and Alias Wavefront. So they are all. So let's just put here. Starts in VFX software. Which is already interesting because it's rare that people sort of in that area of the industry, you know, step into such a major like managerial full like overseer role. Crazy. Cool. Just interesting step. And this is pre Lucasfilm. That's like 10 years. This is 10 years worth. 10 years. She worked in VFX pre-Lucasfilm. Then, as said in the article, she joins Lucasfilm in 1999. So this is Phantom Menace era. She became a technical area lead. So she joined, well, Lucasfilm, but technically she joined ILM. Technical area lead in 1999. Oh, you're right on with that. So crazy. She worked, pretty much just CGI, visual effects. She just worked in that for a long time, until the next decade, like within like the early 2000s, something in the eye. Oh my god. Early 2000s, she like goes, you know, team leader, like oversees teams and just kind of keeps stepping up because she's obviously doing well. And then what happens next? Director level roles and operational leadership at ILM, expanding career responsibility beyond technical oversight into strategy management. Okay, so it's that's around 2009. Yeah. Okay, so like from like doing that. To an arrow here. George sees her leadership potential sort of within this decade, right? From 1999 to this, like, you know, then goes to 2009. She is then promoted to president and general manager of ILM. which again, really interesting, just rise. And I really want to make point of, it was under George that he actually said, hey, keep stepping up. And then in 2009, again, still under George, he makes her general manager of ILM, which is, you know, all the great names that we love, the Doug Changs of the world of Star Wars, was still in that fray. But she had the right sort of vision that would have aligned and linked well with George's and all the other departments, that he was like, hey, do this, become the president of ILM and the GM. It's so cool. Yeah, it's cool. I love this more than an outside hire, gotta tell you. I might prefer this than an outside hire. Exactly. Okay, so this is like George's tenure that this like all happens. If I can put a little... Oh my god, so much is happening. So this is all pre-Disney. This is all pre-Disney. This is under George's era. This happens. Then we get into the Disney era, and she isn't shafted off. She sticks around. She pretty much stays in the role of president and GM of ILM for the next 6 years. I think it's 2015. 2015, Brennan was promoted to general manager and executive vice president of Lucasfilm, which is interesting. So let's do this in blue, because now this is in the, I might do this in red actually. Okay. Then we get to Disney era. So I'll put here, did she ever change that? I think until now she's been in this position. Yeah. Okay. 2026. She has been, and the title was General Manager and Executive Vice President of Lucasfilm. Interesting. GM and Executive VP of Lucasfilm. So many little acronyms here. Crazy. Yeah, man, you gotta look at the best in everything. Yeah, it's cool. I barely knew her until doing all this research just the other day. Okay, in this role, so pretty much since 2015, she has been overseeing what they say the all business operations, including Skywalker Sound, ILM, everything. So it's a very... I just find it so fascinating that it wasn't someone in, directing or storytelling that, got to this role, like a Dave Filoni, or even like a Carrie Beck, but it's like she worked in VFX software. I love that. That is so niche for her to end up now as the co-president of Lucasfilm. But you can see how it's the right move in the sense that she has that experience. And for all your skeptics out there, it was George Lucas who saw her leadership potential and said, hey, I know you're just a VFX, software engineer back there, but can you lead the team? Can you oversee the teams, plural? Hey, can you actually be the president and completely oversee ILM? ILM is George Lucas's baby from the 70s. It's one of his proudest things. ILM, Skywalker Sound, all those sort of, parts of the industry that he created. He said, hey, not Disney, this is pre-Disney. You should be the president and general manager of my baby ILM. That's really important. So that is a massive injection of confidence, for me, at least. And then, obviously, then she has 6 years in that role. So she stays in that role into the roll on from George to Disney. She was in the role for 3 years under George, and then she was for another 2 years under Disney. And then Disney liked her so much that they say, hey, let's make you general manager, not of ILM, but of the it goes from ILM to then the entire of Lucasfilm. And the interesting part I find is that they so quickly were like, hey, executive vice president, let's put you there as well. That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. She has a crazy, sort of background. That's why I'm like, you gotta know. You gotta know. Exactly. Yeah, oh, that's right. 100%. Crazy town. Again, she's been in charge of all the people that we love. The David Collins of the world, the Doug Changs of the world, the anyone who's stepped into Star Wars that you have loved for the past, potentially, at least from ILM, since 2009, projects that you have loved. She's probably had a hand in choosing, helping, appointing, supporting the projects that you've really loved since 2009. Anyway, that's who Lin-Wen Brennan is. That's who that is. There you go. There you go. Should I hang this up on the wall as well? My goodness. Absolute insanity. I'm gonna put it actually just behind me on the chair, actually, even better. Oh man, even better. Can that fit back there? Yeah, that can fit back there. There we go. There we go. Absolutely crazy. DB in the chat. Is DB here? Where's Master DB? Did he wanna? He's one of the masters. Hey, Mini. Oh, you're back. You're back. You're back in time for some massively important news. Good to see you in the chat. Let's take a peek at what people have been saying. I've been focusing on the whiteboard too much. What I feel people will forget that is from 1977 to 2012, Lucasfilm was completely independent, could do whatever they wanted. Since then, it had been run by a corporation that will also always put its shareholders first. Filoni will always have to answer to them. I know, and that's the issue. And when it comes down to the argument of oh, nothing will change or everything will change, it really will be down the middle. I think in terms of what change will we see, I definitely think it will be more of a cohesion feeling. I think stories will all connect now. I think things will all sort of have a similar feel and not feel so disjointed. And I think I mean that by we had Andor and Skeleton Crew within 6 months of each other, and they felt like two very different things. And not in a good way for me personally. It was too different. I feel like there's going to be more cohesion going forward. If anything, I hope there's more cohesion going forward. The sort of, vision that I think Dave, I think that's where Dave has a leg up on Kathy, because I think his sense of vision is probably a lot stronger than Kathy's, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think that'll be the change. But it's not all these, random things, will be approved immediately. But I think it'll definitely, that'll be the change that we see and we feel is a unified direction. I definitely think it is. That's cool. That's so great. Oh, good to see. Yeah, checked out some of your shorts just yesterday, actually. I hope you're doing well. So good. But have a great sleep. I'll catch you soon. So good. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Oh, Adam coming in with a great question. What worries me is if KK steps back into the executive producer role, where does that leave Carrie Beck and Anthea Patillo in the new structure? Still very much there, because you've got to remember that Anthea Portillo, I believe her role is actually not... Is it not actually head of animation? Let me just go over that again. Portillo role, Lucasfilm. Yeah, so she's the vice president of animation. Is she the... Who's the president? Is Carrie Beck the president? Who's the president? So Anthony Patillo is the vice president of Lucasfilm. And then Carrie Beck, is she not the president of animation? Carrie Beck is the vice president of live action. Who's the president? Okay, hang on. Let me just. Who is the president? Lucasfilm. Is it? It's not. It's not Dave. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But no, I don't think. Don't be worried about that. I don't think. You know. I think Kathy's being stepping back into production or producer position. That'll definitely be the movies. Like they quoted in the article. You know that's only for Mando and Starfighter at this moment. And if I'm not mistaken, I think at least. Definitely not Anthea Pucillo, because she's vice president of animation, so she's doing all the... She'll be doing the Maul show, the Tales of series, hopefully another clone show, so she's looking after all that. The Carrie Beck, there's usually about four to six producers per project, really. Even on live action, there's like maybe 2 or 3 producers on the live action stuff, so I don't think their sort of roles will be sort of impeded by any means, I think. I think that's, yeah, not to be worried about. Hey, Julie, how you doing? Anything new coming out? Not as announced of this article, but I definitely can see within the next 6 months, like, things being announced. Apart from Mando Grogu, like, things, we will hear about it because they will capitalize on this massive shift, this tonal shift that's happening. I definitely think that's going to happen. It is a huge night for Star Wars fans. It is. It's crazy. Will people treat Ahsoka Season 2 and Mando movie as Filoni's first test, even though they were in the production before this? I think the general audience will, yes. Could be years before we get the first real project in charge. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean, bro. It's like, okay, new projects... I feel like, yeah, we would have to wait for an announcement of something new within the next 6 months. And then, you know, waiting another 2 years for that to get, you know, to see the sort of fruits of these 2 co-presidents. Really, if we're being realistic, we'll probably have to wait till Dave's movie to be like, hey, this is how Star Wars feels and looks now. It's crazy. I feel like we're gonna wait for that, and that's still got a lot to go. Julie in the chat, loving it. Happy that Dave is president, just hope he doesn't make Ezra the new face of Star Wars and we can go back to Luke and Leia. Well, Tim, I mean, have you read or watched perhaps my video on Star Wars Transmissions about the Galaxy's Edge change? It's actually crazy. I feel like people are overseeing this Galaxy's Edge news that came out, I think it was just yesterday. You're overseeing it. You're not absorbing what that change means. They have literally gone, hey, let's just switch off the sequel flavor in this you know, million gajillion dollar Star Wars land that we have, and let's make it original trilogy based. They're not completely eradicating it, but they're just changing like 80% of it, and it's actually crazy. It's crazy. Bird Church in the chat. How you doing? Yeah, I reckon surely we get another animated show. Another animated show and a live action show in the next 6 months. That's my prediction. Let's get the chill music on. I'm getting too amped up with this music. It's cool. Again, on Star Wars. Let me whack it on the screen for you. Star Wars Transmissions. This is the code channel that I have. I just put out a video out sort of tonight, my tonight, your this morning, about the new look, Galaxy's Edge. I'll put a link in the chat right now, and I kind of go over my thoughts of like why this is important and why this changes things. It's really interesting. But there you go. Let's have a look at that poll with 72 votes coming in. Are you happy with Dave Filoni at the helm of Lucasfilm? 82% of you saying yes, with 18% saying no. Very interesting stats. Very interesting, but that's overwhelming. That is pretty overwhelmingly honestly. Like, and especially for Star Wars fans, it's hard to get an overwhelmingly, like, positive response or something. Come on. That's hard to get. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good for Star Wars fans. Yeah, hopefully. Fatal Gaming, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. What do you think of the news, Fatal? What do you think of the news? Daryl, I think the focus will be on films. Disney seemed to have raised the streaming, have realized streaming isn't the moneymaker they thought it was. Also depends on how big Mando and Starfighter are. Yes, but I feel like Dave understands the vision more than that, where I feel like Mando was sort of this bone to toss to Disney being like, hey, you want a film? Let's just make a film about this guy. Where I feel like Dave's gonna actually be able to create this long-term story. I think moving out of Mandoverse, I definitely think that's coming to a close now, especially with his movie sort of being like the final chapter in this sort of Mandoverse era. But I think the, yes, you did. You missed the whiteboard. Do you mean to just quickly go over for you? But I think, the Mandoverse chapter will end, but I think definitely there's going to be sort of a push forward of stories from Dave, which will be really interesting. The whiteboard was just an overview of who the co-president is. Lin-Win Brennan, she starts off in visual effects. She joins Lucasfilm and works for their visual effects team in ILM since 1999. She worked in there for ages. George Lucas says, hey, you're a pretty good leader. You're a pretty good business lady. Get in here. And she becomes president and general manager of ILM, which is massive. That ILM is George's baby. And then from 2009 to 2015, she was the president and general manager of ILM. So she stayed in the role for 6 years, into Disney's tenure. And then for the past 11 years, 10 years really, until this new shift, she's been general manager and executive vice president of Lucasfilm. So that was what we went through on the whiteboard. Bird Church, there was your little overview. Whew! If you missed that. Whoa! Get attacked here. Thank you. I'm glad you do. Hello back to Brazil. I'm glad you enjoy them. Ooh. I know, I wish we had a season 4 of Mando. I wish it went movie than Mando. So cool. Of Disney Star Wars, it's better than, ooh. coming in with a hot take here. The High Republic is peak fire. Yeah, I mean, High Republic is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. Is it like the best though? Oh, I love that. Yeah, me too. I really want. I saw he said in some sort of interview somewhere that he's got a season 4 of Mando, and I love that. And I really hope. Actually, maybe his best buddy now being present, can be like, hey pal, can you get me the season 4? Hopefully that happens, because I look at John's, season 1 of Mando with Dave, and that's like near perfect. And then I see the way that Disney tried to get maybe a little too over-involved. The corporate Disney I'm kind of talking about. They got over-involved in season 3, and it was yucky. And same with Boba Fett. But Boba Fett actually had a very good setup and story, but corporate Disney got very involved there, and it just turned out a bit new. But I hope now maybe Dave can pull some other strings, or put him in some other routes to make some more Favreau stuff. That'll be fun. She sounds legit. Hopefully her and Dave are the perfect foil for each other. Yeah, hopefully. Maybe, man. I was just thinking about that, because this Lin-Win Brennan, she was head of ILM through 2009. I was like, when did they create the second one? Force Unleashed 2. When did that come out, Tim? And then when did all that happen? Because she might have had a hand with that. Yeah, it's like, they were and you can feel it, like they were gonna be great. And they're if I it's like that thing, it's like if you squint, they're great. They are great shows. There's just something kind of off about it. I know, I'm so excited. I gotta start saving, man. I'm gonna try and shoot for that Jedi, what do you call it? Jedi Master ticket. Oh, so expensive though, but I can't wait. I'll see you there. It'll be so fun. It'll be so fun to see you in person. That'd be great. What else do we need to discuss? Will things change? I want more thoughts on that. I kind of shared my thoughts. Will Star Wars change under this new presidency? Maybe. A little? A lot? Drastically? barely not? What do you think? Is it going to change? Is it going to change? It's hard to, you know, and a few of you already said it's going to be hard to gauge to see that difference for a little while. We might have to see some projects come out. I think we'll be sort of quick to judge, you know, Mando and Ahsoka Season 2 won't be as Dave as president, but it will be really the next projects as Dave as president. That'll be different. What will change is the potential for actual collaboration between Dave and George in future Star Wars direction. Yeah, you know what? Like, low-key? Because I'm pretty sure... I gotta go back and watch some of the footage from the panels, but I'm pretty sure Dave, as recent as Star Wars Celebration, mentioned that he's in, communication with George, like, fairly frequently. Like, he does still ring George and talk to George about Star Wars things. I'm pretty sure that was fact. But I want to just... I'm 99% sure, but I just want to double check. But I'm pretty sure he's, like, still in constant communication in a mentoral capacity, in a, hey, I want to do this, George. I'm pretty sure they still have that sort of relationship, so it's definitely a thing. I think the change is going to be that different ages of fans will be catered to, and that's good for all. I agree. I think that'll go harder and more important. I mean, again, back to this random Galaxy's Edge news that we got of like them leaning into the original trilogy stuff. I think that's a real big positive, but the ultimate like goal that I think should be for Disney is to have a Star Wars land, have a Galaxy's Edge where it's, you have the prequel era, you can go to Naboo and you can go to, you know, Mustafar, then you've got the original trilogy era, you go to Hoth, you go to Tatooine, and then you get the sequel era. You can go to freaking Takodana, and you can go to what's somewhere else in sequels, and, you know, the First Order base or whatever. And I feel like that would be a great summary of, like, you know, the catering to all fans of all generations. But you know, hopefully the projects do that as well. With the Rob Webber. He's first got his arm back. Yeah, it's true. That is true. George has Dave's fave cowboy hat hostage. Yeah, maybe. Probably. That's probably the real kicker. Dennis, personally, I've never seen Filoni, a Filoni creation that I haven't liked. So I think he's going to bring exciting change. I agree, Dennis. I'm excited for this news. I think it's very, what's the word I'm going for? I feel a new sense of excitement, I think. You know, before it was more of, especially the past like 18 months, it's like, how is this one gonna pan out? It was kind of, I had that sort of air. How is this one gonna go? How is this one gonna be received? Where now it's like, it's probably the same question, honestly, but it's more of like, okay, what are they gonna do here? What are they gonna do with this? Obviously, more Mando stuff are all coming and confirmed, but outside of those three things that we know, and Ahsoka, outside of those four things that we know, it's like, okay, what's this? What's this gonna do? What's this gonna tell? How's it gonna feel? I think I feel renewed in that sort of, and refreshed in that excitement. But it's very interesting. But we have to almost call time there on today's discussion. Oh no, we got a bit of time actually. We got a bit of time. So final thoughts coming in. Oh, CG. Oh, I'm glad I didn't end it too soon. $20 dues. My goodness, CG. Thank you so much for the big dono. Cool profile picture. Not enough. KK was just the blight. We could see it's now been taken out. What does the blight mean? Good news about Galaxy's Edge, and I'm highly skeptical about the future of Star Wars. We'll have to see actual change before allowing myself to be excited. Yeah, that's very fair, like what we'll be saying. Like, after these kind of projects that have already been created kind of come out, it's about, okay, what actually happens under the decision-making of Lin-Manuel Brennan and Dave Filoni. Totally fair, and I'm with you there. Thank you so much for the 20 bones. Much appreciated, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Sit tight, keep telling me your thoughts and feelings. I'm just gonna go grab a drink and we'll keep yapping. I'm getting parched from yapping too much today. It's been a great discussion so far. If you're just jumping in, drop a like and let me know right now of this massive decision. And also, let me know in the poll. Is Dave right for this? Let me know right now. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Little showcase from Bix there. I'm a boss streamer? Thank you. That's so nice. Oh, it's, you know what? It's so okay. Do you remember when I came back from Japan? Actually, did you get me sick, Daryl? Remember when I came back from Japan? My voice was messed up for weeks too, as well. Alrighty. Whew. Oh yes. Oh yeah, Collins. That's right. Let's get in. Masters of the channel. Where you at? Where you at? We're gonna have DB. Are you ready? That was little Bix. That was little Bixie, named after Bix from Endor. Let's have some of the masters of the channel call on in, just for a moment or two, to share their thoughts live on the air. DB, I feel like I'm Frasier right now. I love doing call-ins. This is gonna be a common occurrence. In 2 weeks' time, we're having a members call in again as well. But let's do it for now. Master DB, let's get him in here. Does anyone know Does anyone know that Frasier reference? I feel like Frasier right now. Let's get. He's been a master of the channel. He's been around the channel for a very long time now. Let's get the music down in just a minute. Get his thoughts, because it's always interesting talking about different people's thoughts. All right, we'll catch you later, Minifig Chronicles. So good, so good. Particularly, this has to go close. Alabama. That's right. Alabama. Are you ready, DB? Sometimes you need to like come in and then out. Hey, but are you ready? Master DB, are you there? Oh, yep. No, hang on. He's here.
Oh,
actually,
yeah. Yeah, let me log.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me log in. Yeah, let me come back.
Okay.
Let me come back.
Do your double take. Okay, gotcha. Okay, he's coming back. He's coming back. And we'll also have Master CG on the channel. Master CG, you gotta be on your best behavior if I let you in on this one. Oh, and Master Tim. Okay, cool. We got some. You might as well get everyone in here. That was a tease, wasn't it? Oh, it's so good. Oh, Fraser, yeah, right. Thank you. Do you want to come in, Kirsty? Do you want to come in and share your thoughts? I'll wait till DB's back and I'll get all three of you in the call, sharing your thoughts. Let's welcome them in into the show. Welcome in, Master CG, Master Tim, Master DB, Masters of the channel. Welcome.
Howdy.
To the big news. Big news. My goodness gracious. Let's just jump straight in. With as little expletives as possible. Just how's your gut feeling and gut reaction to this news, Master CG? I'll throw it to you first.
Well, I seem to remember the last time this was alleged that many in the fandom, specifically certain influencers, were celebrating, and then the news that was no longer was, for whatever reason. Well, this appears to be actually, the genuine article. So I would say that while it is a good step in the right direction, there's still a lot more that needs to be done. I do agree that the thing with Galaxy's Edge was a net positive.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Putting the original trilogy cast back in Galaxy's Edge and shaking off the sequels, or whatever the verbiage is. I think it's also a very positive step. Again, there's, Kathleen Kennedy was just the face of what was messy with Star Wars. As you said, I will be as polite as I possibly can be.
You're doing great. Yeah.
She was just what we could. She was the blight we could see. There's still a lot much more. It's like the iceberg. There's what you can see, and then there's what's underneath the surface. So we'll see what Dave Filoni can do. I am skeptical, but I will believe it when I see it. So that's essentially where I am on that.
Yeah, that's a fair take. That's a fair take. Baby Yoda steps forward. I kind of like that.
There you go.
Grogu steps forwards. Yeah.
See, I can be nice.
It. You can. That was actually very succinct and not. Yeah, that was great. That was really good. I mean, same thing. Master Tim, are you back there?
Yeah. What's up?
Live from. I just forgot. Wait, hang on. Where are you from again?
I'm from Georgia.
Georgia. I was gonna say Atlanta. I was getting confused with DB.
I'm very far from Atlanta, but yeah, I'm deep in Georgia.
What have we got? What are the Georgians saying? What is your gut reaction to this news with as little expletives as possible?
I'm happy. I'm happy that Dave is the president now. We gotta wait and see. We got a long time before we can have projects come out, so it's like still waiting for new Star Wars with good quality. But I mean, that I'm a big fan of. I won't mention them too much, but what I have hopes for. But it's probably not gonna.
Really? Oh, a certain video game? Am I?
A certain video, maybe. Maybe. I'm about to sound like Andor. I've been in this, but instead of 6, I've been in this fight since I was 10 years old. Maybe we can finally get a third game. No, I don't know. I'd only want it though if it's
step one.
I'd only be in with it if like the ones who were originally writing for it to continue, and also obviously Sam Witwer has to be back and. He's got to be part of the writing team too,
Yeah, got to be part of it. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think it's interesting with how much like Dave's been involved with various things. I'm like, did he have any say? Because Dave was the one that like found Sam Witwer, I think, or was it vice versa? And then he went into Clone Wars. Oh no, I think he was. No, sorry, he was a part of Force Unleashed, and then Dave was like, hey, voice this guy in Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's like, and I remember. Sam and Dave had conversations, like before Ahsoka came out, and it was like he's like, I don't know what we would do when we bring him in or not, but it's like, because it's like, I guess it was in the talks or something, but it's like, there was a talk, you know, but they had to figure out how to bring Starkiller in, right? But like,
Yeah.
I know that they'd be wanting to make him an Inquisitor, but I think that would defeat the purpose of him. But anyway,
But that's the thing, which is really interesting now, is that I feel like there's all these sort of ideas that open up, going, hey, Dave is this sort of person that likes these sorts of stories. These things can happen. Like the fact that we've gotten World Between Worlds in live action, like that would have been absolutely crazy, like 5+ years ago. Would have been. Like,
yeah. What if we get
never did
Mortis?
anything
What
like
if we
that.
get Mortis
They
in
would be
live
like,
action?
that's crazy. Abeloth, what? That's nuts. Where now it's like, because it's Dave's thing, it's like, oh, this is a genuine thing that's could probably most likely will happen. So
I just want more
there's all
Clone
these
Wars.
sort of openings.
Oh, yeah, more Clone
sure.
Wars.
Season
With
8,
with more battalions. I love 501st, but I want more battalions. You know, because we mainly got the point of view of 501st. 212th my favorite, and then I want all the others too. So yeah, I just want to see what they're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm for
That's
it.
it.
Hopefully more clone stories are on the way.
Yeah.
Master DB, we'll also throw it to you to chime in here. Your gut reaction. What do you think? What's going to change? What's going to happen? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that's been in the works for a long time. I am cautiously optimistic, of course. Like some of the stuff I said is, we'll see where if things. I want to see something immediate. I want to see something maybe that's been in the background that they haven't told us about, and like in the next month they announce something, and we're just like, all right, here we go. You know, that'd be great. Begin to do something. I am trying to share something. It's just a real quick clip. I don't know if
what is it
about.
about?
It's nothing to be scared about. I don't know if you have to do the
I'm
next
scared.
thing or if
I'm
I have to do
scared.
the next thing.
What have you got? Put it, because I can see like the preview. Put it on your screen. What's the
No
clip?
Jawas.
Okay.
No Jawa clips, please. But live chat also
Are you
chime
seeing
in with
it?
them. I can see something. What is it?
Do you not
Oh,
see?
jeez. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not.
We're not doing
I
that?
appreciate the clip, but I'm not gonna.
Don't do it.
Live chat coming in with your thoughts as
Is it
well.
Clanker? Is it a
projects-
No.
It's not a Clanker.
I will
Live
reference
chat
it.
coming in.
No, reference
Let
it.
me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts into projects that you think Dave Filoni could possibly greenlight and go for. Live chat, let us know as well your thoughts. But I mean, yeah, DBCG, kind of Tim, you shared a bit there. Projects
Sure.
specifically that you would like to see that could possibly happen now.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's possible at all, but I remember when there was all the hype for that video game Star Wars 1313.
Ah, yes, yeah. Interesting. Okay.
And then for a while we heard about Star Wars Eclipse, and then it just kind of, we stopped hearing about it.
It just went away, really.
It
Yeah, like
kinda-
I feel like nothing like happened to it. It was just like no one talks about it anymore. That kind of was odd.
And I will say
Yeah.
one thing that, if done, would actually make me very upset. If they kill off Cal Kestis in The Last Jedi, Fallen Order,
yes,
that will leave me
absolutely.
very upset.
That's so fair. That's so fair. In that case,
If
would you go off the back of that idea of going do the third game, but then have Cal Kestis in a show or a movie?
Yeah.
Is that what you would want to
Hell
see?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would only accept Cal Kestis getting killed off if it was Starkiller. I'm just
You know what? That'd be a cool show off.
It's like, what? Because it's like, this is in the middle of his like hunting down Jedi for Vader, and then boom, he kills him, and then he feels sorry afterwards when he becomes
Imagine
a
if
Jedi.
he was in the game. If that was game 3, Jedi,
Oh.
like, Starkiller, something.
Or maybe
Okay.
Cal accidentally kills Starkiller.
Well, that'd just be a clone of Starkiller, more watered
Here we
down,
go.
Yeah.
not as good. That'd just be a clone.
Too
Yeah,
many clones.
I
My
agree.
clones.
I agree with one thing Termy just said. Bring Darth Talon in.
Mhm.
I think they're already doing that.
Yes, well, because that's also kind of half happening in the mall show, I think, because there is a Twi'lek a red and black Twi'lek character that is seemingly force sensitive. So,
Mm.
but we don't know if that's actually Talon. I don't think her name will be Talon, but we
Yeah.
that's a very common thing where they've like taken EU characters and reworked them into new characters. So that is also sort of something that's happened before. So we'll see about that. It's an interesting one. DB, any other thoughts on projects, shows, games, movies, anything you would want to see Dave like kind of green light? When I say Dave, I'm meaning Newman as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we all complain about why didn't we ever get a third version of X, Y, Z, A
Battlefront
times 2? Like every video game ends on number 2. We never get the third one so far. But that's just video game stuff. You want that's just I will call it a small area of Star Wars. Like when it comes to the movies, live action shows, and then the animation stuff. I mean, we just want to see banger. Like, give us compelling stories that make us want to come back week after week instead of us, collectively sitting there critiquing stuff and nitpicking stuff and being like, well, that would never happen. That's not right. Can't, I hate doing that. I don't want to do that. I want something that just blows my mind. I mean, like the end of Mando season 2, I mean, that blew all of our minds. That was great. I'm not saying everything has to be that impactful, but give us more of something similar. But as far as what I was referencing, she gone. That might mean something to some people. That's probably gonna tell. It was only made 2 years
Where's your
ago.
$500?
Yeah, where's my $500?
I thought you were gonna say Andor as well.
Well,
I think
Andor
like,
was no. Don't get me wrong. First season Andor, everyone. I mean, all of us, those that know me.
Yeah, including me.
I liked Andy Serkis.
Not a huge fan of the first season because it was just slow and
Can't swim
and whatever. But the second season definitely it did give us a little bit of that. Oh dang, what's gonna happen in the next episode? I will admit that it did feel like good Star Wars, even though it didn't have all the space battles and laser swords, but it still felt like decent Star Wars. It was again 2 seasons of a show that led up to a movie that led into the original trilogy. So it's it was like this huge
prequel.
Yeah,
well, if you think about it, Obi-Wan died in A New Hope, and we got prequels based on him, and we knew he was going to die. So
and a show.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
And Obi-Wan's like the most beloved Jedi.
Yeah,
so
we'll talk about the show.
Yeah. So, well, actually, okay. Now comes my thought. Actually, just before I share my thoughts on budgeting things for Star Wars now with these two at the head, let's welcome in sort of co-master and also creator of the RaeSide Discord. Might I give him an official title?
Yeah,
let's go.
JS coming into the live chat as well. JS, let me just share my thoughts on the budgeting, and then I'm going to throw it to you for your thoughts. Just to wrap up my comment on the money of things, because sometimes a lot of the live action projects, a lot of my criticisms for them actually have come in the form of where was the budget for this, that, and the other, and if this was changed, this might have felt a lot different. I think Kenobi, yes, I think there's some sort of story shortcomings that didn't really work for the show. But I think a lot of my issues with Kenobi was the budget. And it's like, is Dave and Linwin going to give different sort of, if they do less projects, does that mean more money to shows to make them look better? Andor had a very big scope and big feel, and it felt very expensive in a good way. And, if the Kenobi show felt like that and looked like that, it wouldn't have made it a perfect show, but it would have probably raised the bar of it, for me at least, quite a bit. So it's those sorts of things on the back end. I know, it's weird to, as fans, we're like, oh, money of this, show, sounds ridiculous. But I think it is also important because I think it does overall affect the feel of a project. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on the monies. JS, let's go to you. Welcome on in and give us your gut reaction to this news. What do you think?
Yeah, so I was at work just sitting, just scrolling on my phone, and I saw that Kathleen Kennedy is going to be stepping down. I'm like, this can't be real, because I'm going to be honest, I've seen it so many times that I'm like, is this
Right.
happening? Is this not? Yeah, it's like, what? But yeah, I've always like told myself it's like if Lucasfilm or Star Wars themselves say it, then that's when I'll believe it. But whenever I saw that they themselves talked about it today, I was like, oh, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not too upset about this. I'm like, I feel like as a standpoint, I guess, of like, from like different sides and stuff, I can see why this is hopefully going to be a good step that Star Wars will have, and just just to like see and stuff like with projects, and like what I heard with what Tim said with maybe Force Unleashed 3. Hopefully, I want to see that game so bad. But,
Right.
yeah.
So many ideas
Or
out
she
there,
di-
yeah.
or she dies.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am intrigued to see what they're going to do, but I also will look back on like the my brain's like thinking, yeah, like the good things that came out of it, because we got some cool books, we got some cool video games out of it, we got a lot of the cool comics, and I was just like thinking about this, we got the Darth Vader comics throughout that time, whenever she was president and stuff, when she was president of Lucasfilm, and everything from like that side has just been really, really cool. And it is sad, but I am intrigued to see what Dave Filoni is going to do, especially since he helped with the Clone Wars, which I love that show so much. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he's going to do. I'm very, very intrigued.
Love it. Very intrigued, says JS. I love that take, and I think, yeah, there's some credit to give in the projects of the past 15. How many years has it been since this thing? 14 years since they took over. There are projects within there that you can't look over. That she would have either had to greenlight or approach someone to do, or to help produce. She did have her hand in things that were great, like certain games getting approved, certain shows and creators being involved. She was pretty key in saying, Jon Favreau, come meet this Dave Filoni guy, I think you can make something. She was pretty key in that. So there's very kind of key markers, which I love that you mentioned, Jace, because I feel like I haven't even mentioned that yet, but there is actually good things, definitely. In the 14, there's 14 years. A lot has happened in 14 years, but there has been some good. So yeah.
I also wanted to bring up, I don't know that we've really brought it up, but like the Bob Iger aspect of all this. He has been known, I believe, to also been someone who put the axe on certain projects. And what I'm hoping,
Bob's nut.
what I'm hoping is that like Filoni's contract, his understanding about this setup is that Iger doesn't really get to do that anymore. Like I get that's a huge ask, but I think it's been more than once, right, on some big stuff that we've wanted to see. Is it the Republic Fighter movie with
Starfighter?
The one pre that
one that got canceled.
that lady.
The one with
Rogue
the lady
Squadron?
who's
Rogue Squadron.
is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was.
And
I feel like
what was her name?
I want to say
Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he was the one that axed that, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and do the research to know if he was the one that actually did. But I'm just using that as an example that his name has been attached in the past to axing of projects, and it's like, well, if you're gonna trust these people to be in charge, then you got to let them cook and let the chips fall, because if someone as high as Iger is the one in charge of what's going on, then just let Iger run ILM and run LucasArts. Like, screw it,
Yeah, if it's just going to be his say. Yeah, that's a fair point. Like, I think I personally have more disdain towards their leadership, and like what I was saying before, like the corporate Disney involvement has actually been, I think, more issue than Kathy for me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's all
And
it's
somebody-
all hard because no one knows fully. Hey, it's like we all just trying
don't.
to kind of guess at what's going on.
And someone pointed it out earlier that Lucasfilm was always an independent. Nobody was in charge of it other than George. And
Right.
ever since its takeover, you have all these people in pinstripe suits that are counting pennies, and they're now the ones in charge. And look what some of us say. Look at the state of Star Wars
The
because
dark
of
side.
Exactly.
Exactly. Oh, so much to chew on and consider here, but we'll have to start to wrap it up there because I got to start to
Yeah,
wrap
we're
up the
good.
show shortly as well. So I want to give a big thank you to the Masters jumping in and JS jumping in to share your
Absolutely.
thoughts. Thank you so much. Live chat, give a big round of applause virtually to Master CG, Master Tim, Master DB, Master JS in the chat. Thank you.
You
so
know, there's
much,
one
guys,
thing they could do.
for jumping.
There's-
Oh, okay. He's
Just one thing.
Okay.
They
Yes.
should do a life of Rick
Dark
the
door.
Technician.
Rick the Door Technician. That sounds like
Yeah.
a wonderful like children's book actually at this point.
Yeah,
I would
honestly.
read that.
And we should also get a Kiadi Mundi show.
Get out of that's it. Tim's out. Tim's
Yes.
removed from stage. He's gone.
Oh no!
He's gone. How dare you, Tim? Get out of here.
That was
Well,
good.
thank
That
you,
was
thank you, Masters, for jumping on. Appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you in the next Master meeting. You lot, so good. What legends? What legends? So good. Great to have them calling in. I know he's gonna get banned for that. Banned from that. But with that actually wraps up our show today. That is all we have time for. It was so fun having the Masters on. I hope we've went through everything thoroughly. I'll try and make sort of a highlights sort of package video of everything we covered over today. It's been really interesting hearing all of your thoughts in the chat and sharing our opinions together. It's the best part of Star Wars. Hopefully, this turns a new leaf of storytelling within the Star Wars universe, and I'm very excited for it. I'm excited. It's refreshing. I'm ready. Let's do this. I appreciate you all for being here. Until next time, which should be very soon, make sure you're always choosing the RaeSide.